Conwy Borough 1, Prestatyn Town 1. Speaking to Gibbo, talk about the performance in the set, but we've got to go to the incidents that really defined the match. Two penalties, or two penalty shouts, didn't go our way. One of them really didn't go our way. Just summarise that for us.
Yeah, you know, obviously I can fully understand why you're starting by asking that question, Ryan, because everyone that's been to the game will have seen exactly the same as what you've asked, and you know, even their bench know, spoken to a couple of their players, they know what's happened. I mean, Alex Jones goes through in the first half, gets to the ball first, the goalkeeper Heald makes some contact with him, and obviously like that contact's enough for Alex to go down, but the referee gives a booking to Alex Jones, and his logic behind it when I asked him at the half time was that he knew there was contact, but he felt Alex was looking to go down. Well, if you're a striker in the box and you get to the ball first and the goalkeeper makes contact with you, then that's enough for a penalty in my game. And then obviously second half, we've gone through again just after the start of the second half. Jack Higgins got to the ball first, the keeper's brought him down, and when one doesn't go your way in a game, you think to yourself, we've been hard done to. But then Jack Higgins gets to the ball first, the goalkeeper makes contact with him, brings him down. Jack Higgins is a goal scorer, he wants to score goals, he didn't want to go down there in that situation. But he gets, not only does he not get the penalty for the contact that was made, he also gets a second yellow card for supposedly diving. Now, I asked the referee about that as well. The referee said it wasn't for diving, there was contact, but again, he looked to go down too easily. Now, if you get two players brought down in the box and there's contact by the goalkeeper after our players got to the ball first, and you don't get a penalty on either occasion, that's bad enough. But when it's when you get both players booked for it, that's another really, really difficult, strange decision to take. The difficult thing for us as well, though, is the fact that Jack Higgins then gets penalised for that, for getting brought down in the box, and gets a second yellow card to be sent off. But the first yellow card that he got was for a tackle where it's not even a tackle. Jack Higgins has took the ball down and then he slid to poke the ball into the path of the oncoming midfielder for us. So he slides and plays the ball cleanly into the path of our oncoming centre forward, our oncoming midfielder, and then their midfielder comes into Jack Higgins. So even though Jack completely takes the ball, the referee deems it that he won the ball. He said that himself. He said, yeah, he won the ball, but his studs were showing. And that's fine. If he's going to referee that way, that's okay. We all know what we're playing towards. But there's 4 instances in the second half where Conwy players have come off their feet, studs showing, and taken our players out in a sliding tackle. Worse than Jack Higgins is, and they weren't yellow cards. So Jack has been sent off for winning the ball and for being brought down. That's hard to take, Ryan.
Moving on to the performance then, second week in a row where your team have had to be resolute with 10 men, and for the second week in a row played really well, despite the disadvantage. What does that tell you about the character that you've got in the players?
Well, it tells me an awful lot. It tells me that this group, are starting to mould and are moulded into the form of what I want from my group of players, which is, to really, really pull together, to really, really battle, to try and play some really, really nice, attractive football at times and entertaining football. And even when we're down to 10 men, we're still trying to do that. So we're at a disadvantage, and it's us at the end that's still pushing to win the game. In the last dying seconds of the game, Alex Jones is sliding in and nearly finishing a breakaway chance for ourselves. But the group never want to give up. They'll fight for each other, they'll fight for themselves, they'll fight for each other, and that's what makes it sort of a special group. Currently they're all mates, they're all close, they all live within 5-10 minutes of the ground, so that's what we've instilled into the group, that it means a lot to play for Prestatyn, and they showed that in abundance. And one person that I felt, again, we spoke about the 2 penalty claims earlier, but I thought Jimbo Hay was absolutely fantastic again today. We played him in 3 different positions during the case of the game, and he nearly scores at the back post, but he's actually brought down as well for a 3rd penalty claim, and it was nailed on penalty again. So when you have 3 penalties and they don't get given, I think you almost know it's not going to be your day. But I asked him to speak to the referee after the game, but he said I could, but I've waited for him, and he seems to have left.
So Jimbo did well down the right side when he was playing on that side. The other side as well, Casey Faulkner, second week back in the side, he's doing really well, creating chances from wide, we're creating chances down the middle. It's just not going for us, so the thinking is that it's gonna click.
Yeah, I think you'd have to agree with that. I think Casey's been excellent in the 2 games since he came back in, and I think he's somebody that we missed in the period he was out through suspension. He's learnt from that. He's trained ever so hard in the time he was out of the team and unavailable, and he's come back and been fantastic again tonight. But I don't really want to start like picking individuals out, because I thought every single person that went on today, the 11 that started, the 10 that played for large parts when Higo got sent off, and then the substitution we made where Maka came on, and Maka was a real threat up front and they couldn't cope with him at times. So I thought everyone was fantastic. Ryan Robertson made a tremendous save towards the end, which was a great save from him. But it'd have been unfair if we'd have lost the game today, because it would have been very, very harsh. But it was an end-to-end game, and all the lads come out of it with a lot of credit.
Finally, just moving away from the game, obviously a really, really good occasion for the club to be a part of, with Conwy hosting the Football versus Homophobia, and in support of that today. Important for us to be a part of that as well.
Oh yeah, we were immensely proud actually that we were lucky enough that this fixture coincided with ourselves playing them. Something that I certainly do, and the rest of the players, staff, and all the club fully are in support of. I think it's great what Conwy have done, because anyone that knows me away from football knows that I will stick up for any sort of anything that's unjust in society, and the more campaigns that we can get going like this and people can support it, it's only good for society as a whole. So fair play to Conwy for doing that, and we'll stand with them with that. And I think a final mention as well for our supporters, because I thought our supporters today were absolutely fantastic. Again, they've been fantastic the last X amount of weeks, and with Conwy being quite a local game, it was a nice sort of fixture for that for this particular occasion, and our fans came out in force and were fantastic with us as well to celebrate the occasion.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.